Yo, oil rigs, I just think that there's something really cool about living with like a group of people with one purpose and like a small comfy space. I don't know, I kind of enjoyed my college experience because of that. As odd as it sounds, there's just something about it, you know? It's not too comfy, the water gets insane out there. I mean, I lived on a cruise ship for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? No, actually it was longer than that, I think. I think it was like a month. I can't remember exactly how long it was. It was awful, actually. The reason it was awful was because of the cruise ship, not... I loved living on the cruise ship. All except for how hot it got. Okay, and okay, well, I also had an inside room. So cruise ships, they have rooms all around the outside of the ship, like the outer edges, so you have a window like this. And then they have the inside rooms, which have no windows. Now I want you to imagine this, okay? Take these two bunks, okay? Put them over here, but also keep these two bunks. So 4 bunks, 4 people. Look at how much space that is. Look at how much space that is. And then we had lockers. We had 4 lockers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bunks, 4 lockers. And I lived in this room with no privacy. Nothing personal of any kind for like a month. Well, I mean, when I say personal, I mean, if I wanted the room colder, I couldn't have the room colder. And you know, none of us could actually, because, it was all controlled by the ship, right? And then we had a little bathroom right here, okay? That had our shower and our toilet. So like, and we had different schedules, and we would do different things. So like, some of us would stay out until 3 a.m. Some motherfucker would come in and be loud because there's no way to be quiet in a room this small. All right? And then when you close the door, it's pitch black. You have 2 options. You have lights on or pitch black. And when I say pitch black, I mean literally can't see the hand in front of your face, kind of pitch black. Why? Because there's literally no light. There's no window, and the doors are so big and heavy and seal off that you can't see the light coming from underneath. This door is the only source of light, and it's just gone. And I lived that way. And it was fucking awful. And basically what we did was we could bring 2 bags with us. I brought a backpack and a like a big checked bag. And you couldn't keep them in the room. Well, you could keep your bag in the room, your backpack. But your checked bags had to go out in the hallway, so people would be like stealing shit from your bags. But the ship just didn't have enough room. And it's because I was doing a semester at sea. And like a month into it, I was like, nah, I ain't doing this shit. Because the semester at sea was so ill prepared. They actually, at the end of it, I left early. I was like, they're like, yeah, we're still gonna charge you a third of the, actually, no. The semester at sea was free, that's right. If you completed the semester at sea, your semester was free. And if you didn't complete it, you had to pay. And I was like, you can fucking charge me, dude. I'm not living like this. Because, here's the other thing. We had 2 plugs for 4 students. 2 plugs, 4 students. Each one of us have phones. Each one of us has laptops. Each one of us has iPads. You tell me how that's gonna go. It didn't. It didn't. And because we're at sea, we couldn't get Amazon packages. We couldn't go to the grocery store. We had to eat in the school cafeteria, and the cafeteria was so horrendously managed. By the time we were done at sea, because I was reading news from my school, they were worried about the students literally getting scurvy because the school was so cheap. They didn't want to buy fresh veggies and fruits because they were expensive because we were at fucking sea, right? We were at a port. We weren't like literally at sea. The way it worked is we were on a cruise ship and most of the time we were at port. Okay, so you can get off the ship, you can wander around, you can do things like that. However, when another cruise ship had to come and let passengers off or load passengers in, we had to literally go out to sea. They had another seaport that was like not like literally in the middle of the ocean, but it was a couple miles out, and we would go and lay anchor there. Now here's the problem. We couldn't get internet when we're not at port. So if we did go out to sea, all of our lectures are recorded online. All of our Google Drives, all of our homework, all of our resources are all online. When we went out to sea, it was just like, oh, okay, cool. I hope you have that shit downloaded, because fuck you. You can't download shit now. Power strips and SD cards on my tablet, plus I bring a couple of paperback novels. We didn't know any of this shit. We were promised good accommodations. We thought this was gonna be fun and exciting. It was not fun and exciting. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It was so poorly planned. We were supposed to have like study halls, study rooms. So it wasn't actually a cruise ship. It wasn't actually a cruise ship. It was a ferry. It was a ferry, but it was an international ferry. So it was like a big fucking ferry. I don't mean like one that just goes across like little rivers and ponds. This one goes in open water. So basically, it's an international ferry, and it had like 3 decks to hold cars on. And they were gonna transform those decks into like lecture halls and fucking study rooms and shit like this. That did not happen until like the last week of the semester. By then the semester was over and we're like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for the study rooms, but semester's over, dude. It was so poorly planned. And then, so the reason I left, I woke up in a panic one night because I couldn't see anything. I'm not the type of person that really panics. IRL, okay? I am very well put together. I've been in emergency situations. I'm literally trained. I literally have a certification in emergency management. I'm used to hurricanes. I'm used to tornadoes. I'm used to all that shit. I woke up one morning like having, I don't know what it was. You could call it like a mental health crisis, only it was like very, very acute. I woke up. It felt like a horror game. I woke up in the morning. Right? I woke up in the morning. It's pitch black. Nobody else is in the room. I can't see anything. I can't hear anything. I wanted to get out of bed, but I couldn't figure out how. Because I couldn't see anything. And so I'm like struggling to get out of bed, and I get turned around in the fucking room. Like the room's this big, but I don't know where the door is. And it was hot. It was like 80 something degrees in the room. I'm sweating. I just woke up. I was groggy. I had no idea what was going on. I've never had a panic attack in my life, but if anything was close to it, it was that moment. It was the most odd and miserable set of circumstances all coming together of not hearing anything, not seeing anything. It was sensory deprivation. It was complete sensory deprivation. I woke up not knowing who I was, what I was, where I was going, what I was doing, what's around me at all. And that was the second moment that I decided I was leaving. That's kind of what led up to me leaving early. And then the thing that really set me off was I went to the lecture hall and they're like, oh, we know you guys don't have enough like stuff in your room, like sockets and stuff. So the school bought like power strips, And the school bought power strips and put them in the lecture halls. So every other seat in the lecture hall had a had a power strip. So people would go to the lecture hall at midnight or whatever and literally just sit there and study and charge their shit. Well, the first night that it was open, so many people went to go charge their stuff that it like shorted out the ship or something. I don't know what it was. But throughout the ship, you smelled ozone. It smelled like the start of an electrical fire. And that was the moment that I was like, tomorrow morning I'm leaving. I went to the school administration and I was like, you can't stop me. The next time that ship is in port, I am grabbing my things, I am getting off the ship, and I'm getting a ticket back home. I am not staying here. This is not safe. You have no clue what the fuck you're doing. You just on a whim decided, oh hey, we're just gonna get a cruise ship and we're gonna put our students on it and we're gonna do a semester at sea. That is what you decided. You didn't have to do this. And in fact, the reason the school did this was because they were fucking greedy. Yeah. They could have just been like, oh, semester's canceled, we'll pick up next semester. But no, they didn't. So they did this, and it was awful. And I was right in leaving, because one of the headlines that I read, because I was keeping track of this, I was like, okay, well, I want to know what's going on, right? The ship actually crashed at port and knocked over a crane. The kind of giant cranes that fucking, you know, pick up boxes and put them onto ships. You know what I'm talking about? The bow of the ship, the front of the ship ran into that crane and just destroyed it. And like deck workers had to run for their fucking lives. Yeah. So that's why I left. It was awful. So I relate to this kind of room a lot. I've been in this. I enjoy being at sea as long as it's kind of comfy. As long as it's well maintained and well managed. I enjoy it. But it seems to me like my experiences are not universal, and that's good.